Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since I've posted anything, but I am still alive and have way too many discus still. Figured since I'm in the basement about to do a water change on this 220-gallon tank, I would just kind of take my phone and film the whole thing and see if there's anything you guys might find useful to maybe apply to your setup. But as you'll see, I can do a 50% water change on a 220-gallon tank in not too much time at all. And I'll show you the two ways I drain it and how I fill it. So without further ado, let's get going. So as you can see, got a lot of big, beautiful discus in this tank. And they don't really much appreciate the light right now, but they're about to get a little bit more pissed off because I'm about to drain their tank. So what I'm going to start off doing is opening a drain valve, which basically connects to the back of the tank and goes through these ports in the back of the tank. As you can see, that water level is dropping pretty quickly. I have marked from top to bottom. I have the 25% mark, the 50% mark, and the 75% mark. So I always know where I'm at. And I did that by taking a measuring tape and just, taking a Sharpie and drawing it on the wall. The advantage of just draining it through the siphon, PVC, is that it's a pretty quick change. As you can see, we're not getting the feces and other crap left over from food. We're not removing this method, but you remove a lot. The way I have it is I drilled through the wall, and you can see the massive amount of water just coming out of that pipe and into Discus River, as I call it. While that's doing, I'll let that drain to about 25%. Or a little bit more than 25%, and then I'll show you how else I will drain this tank to kind of clean up that stuff on the bottom. But while I'm here, I have a 55-gallon drum, and both of these are preheated. They are treated with CChem Safe, and they're oxygenated. So when that water goes into the tank, it's pretty much, not going to bother them at all. I don't like using straight tap water. I found that the micro bubbles in my tap water and the adjustment that tap water goes from exposure to oxygen can piss off your fish. So let me just drain a little bit more and I'll show you how I clean up that stuff on the bottom. It's not gonna be a perfect job today because I'm holding the camera, obviously, and usually, it's a two-handed job, but it's better than nothing. Before anyone asks, there's no canister filter in this tank. There's just 4 sponge filters, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there are 2 300-watt heaters connected to. The 2 heaters are connected to this external controller. A little bit more. As you can see, we're well past 25%, working our way to 50. I'm actually going to stop it now, and I'll drain the rest by hand. So I'm going to close it. So I have, it's going to be tough to see while I'm doing one-handed, but I have a pipe that I use specifically for my 220 gallons. And I clip it in here. I also have ones for my 60 gallons and 55s and 30s, just kind of pre-cut to the depth of the tank. So here's what I'll do. I'm gonna open up the lid. I'm gonna take a siphon. All right. We have valves on everything, so just bear with me. Now, my stuff is all connected to Alexa, as you might have seen in videos past. There are other ways to do it, but I'm just going to talk to her right now and tell her to turn on. Alexa, turn siphon on.
A few things share the name siphon.
And now she's retaliating. Alexa, turn siphon on.
lacking suction?
Yes. My dad just changed the codes for Alexa, so I'm still getting used to it. Alrighty. So look. And I'll use this to clean out all the crap on the bottom. I'm not going to do a great job right now because I, again, only have one hand. Alright, and that's how you would do that. Again, working my way down to the 50% line. And instead of draining on the right, this one goes out a pump, an inline pump, and is shooting out the left, emptying again into Discus River. The fish are pissed off, like I said they'd be. I'll show you the pump in case you haven't seen it already. So this line goes here, through this, into my closet. That's it right there. And that is also drilled to the outside of the house over here. We are reaching the 50% mark pretty quickly, so this is another very quick way to change your water. Alexa, turn suction off. And this time she listened to me, because I said the right thing. Alrighty. Now I have I have a heater in this drum and that drum, so I'm going to turn them off with my remote control. You can see right there, and off. The heaters are suspended in these drums, so if I drain the water, those heating elements will be left exposed, and I don't want them to burn out because they're pretty expensive. So I'm going to turn these pumps on once I open up these valves. These valves are basically just for safety, so just in case there's any backflow, you'd hate to see a flood. Since these drums are lower than the tank, gravity could fill them up without those valves, and there is check valves, but it's a lot of just redundancy just for extra safety. So I'm going to turn them on, left and right. Let's see if we can do this this whole video in under 10 minutes. And change a 220 gallon, 50%, so it's about 110 gallons. Done in under 10 minutes with one hand is not a bad feat. So you can see it, we're almost put 25% back in. Usually I do a much better job cleaning up the bottom of the tanks, but like I've said a couple times, I'm just trying to get the video out to you guys. Otherwise I'd leave this tank spotless. I'd scrub it down beforehand. But for purely just changing water, if you're in a time crunch, 10 minutes ain't bad for such a large tank. We're almost full too. You're gonna start hearing those empty. I hear one empty. The left one's about to be empty. Turn that off. The right one's still going. I'm checking my water line. And I'm gonna stop it when I, feel it's appropriate. And it's pretty much perfect, so it's already starting to turn off, and good. So that's how you change a 220 gallon tank in under 10 minutes. Hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you have any questions.